the Ringside Renaissance Wrestling Podcast.
Welcome to Ringside Renaissance Wrestling Podcast. We're here with another episode for the RRW Weekly review for WWE. And I'm here with Pretty Deadly Jesse.
Yeah.
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 And I'm Andrew Combat Jones. Yeah. What's up, Jesse? How you doing today, man?
Good, man. Doing great. Got some cool stuff to go over and review this week. It was actually WWE was actually pretty fun this week, so gonna try not to be too negative for y'all.
Yeah, and we're coming in from a big week, a SmackDown and a Monday Night Raw of WWE. Big things happening, exciting things. Lots of talk on the IWC. For those who don't know what that is, that's an internet wrestling community, which is a crazy place. So much to talk about. And what's this? Oh man, I'm getting a text message here.
Uh-oh.
Lord, it says I got a delivery. Hold on.
Why don't we stand by real quick, everybody? Combat Jones got a delivery. What's going on here? Uh-oh.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
The suspense is killing me.
Oh my God, what's in the box? Huh. Video games. I wonder who this could be from. Chicken nuggets.
Got chicken nuggets in a box.
You already know who this from, baby. I got a new hotel key.
Oh,
and of course, Ringside Renaissance stickers. Get them while you still can.
Is that a real chicken nugget? I thought it was going to be a VHS tape.
No, that's no VHS tapes. No.
God damn it.
I know. Unfortunately, yeah, or fortunately, however you look at it.
Hey, 7 days. But yeah, if you like ride along with us, we're gonna do the standard like and subscribe. Tell your friends about us, and we're having a lot of fun doing this. Got a lot of cool feedback, positive and some negative, and that's okay too. You need to let us know what you like, so we can continue doing the same thing and know that you don't like it. So.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck you.
No, we appreciate it, man. We appreciate everybody giving support and feedback and stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much what I got going on here.
Yeah, we try not to take anything too serious. It's just our opinions and us having fun. So we appreciate everybody's comments and opinions on what they think is going on too, because that's all it is at the end of the day. Entertainment.
Mm-hmm. That's right. And if you do not like what we have to say, let us know in the comments. We need to start. We're trying to start a conversation here so we can all figure out what we enjoy, and then we have to realize that we don't all have to like the same things.
Yeah, still like and subscribe though.
Yes, still like and subscribe even if you don't like us. And if once everybody realizes and understands that my opinion's right and nobody else's matters, then we'll all be okay with this. So
not about Liv Morgan though.
Yeah. So anyway, we got a lot to dive into. If you want to dive in, you got anything to talk about?
I mean, it was a big week with the Hawk 2 and everything, Yeah, so let's get into it. Yeah.
All right, cool, man. Get in it or get out of it. So
everything.
So we're going to start out with SmackDown from last week, and SmackDown from last week started out hot. We were in Chicago, Illinois, and who else will we start SmackDown with than somebody that's a Raw exclusive? And just to further prove that the draft really doesn't matter, but
yeah,
we had the Second City scene.
Like Mussolini. Yeah. And Kennedy. The cult of personality.
Yes, sir. And, I think I'm at a point in my life where anything CM Punk does in the ring or anything that, it's going to be good. I mean, you cannot like the person. You cannot like certain things that happened in the past. And if you're a elite follower or whatever, you can, not approve of a lot of stuff that happened, but you can't deny that CM Punk is a great in-ring talent, both on the mic and in the ring, and just continue to bring a great promo here tonight.
Yeah, you can't deny it. When you're CM Punk, the best in the world, you can go to whatever brand, whatever company, whatever night you want, and you're still going to sell out the show.
Yeah.
Both shows, just to go ahead and say it, Raw and SmackDown, pan the entire crowd. The nosebleeds, the top tier sections were all full. Just to be clear. Yeah.
Yeah. So not touching that one, but yeah. So well, it was a full house, a packed house, and it was pretty heated. Like I think a lot of these foreign PLEs, like I'll say overseas PLEs,
Right.
whatever, kind of drive home the fact that American crowds just aren't the most exciting. But I think both nights these crowds kind of brought it a little bit and had some juice and had some energy, and it wasn't just the same yes or what chants over and over again. So it was a lot of fun. And
Right. Yeah, Chicago's on a whole nother level now, especially. Like it's been that way for some time now, especially CM Punk's in the building, of course, but Chicago is just a great crowd.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
And CM Punk came out and just talking about what he did at Clash at the Castle, and just kind of baby facing up the crowd, if you will. And who do we get? But we got the wise man, Paul Heyman, came out to speak with CM Punk. And I really liked this. I thought it was really cool. It added a new dimension. To suspend my disbelief a little bit, right? Because I get very critical about things that happen, and why wouldn't this conversation happen backstage before they started? They had to have out in the ring in front of everybody, but it's all showmanship. So you know what?
Yeah,
I'm gonna start looking at it that way, and to see them back together, because you can tell they're very close off screen as well. So it just kind of resonated in the ring.
Yeah, it was a big moment. It was, the crowd knew it too, of course. It was an emotional moment, of course. They hugged. They both asked each other or a favor for a favor, if you will, somewhat, which led to some good stuff. But one hell of a babyface promo from Punk. The crowd wasn't having it, even though Drew just got screwed over in his hometown. Punk made sense of it. People related to it, I guess, and he justified it, in my opinion, of what he did. He pretty much broke it down, and woo, it was pretty heated. There was some good shots there too. Good shit.
We have the Bloodline, we have the Wyatt Sick, we have the ongoing stuff. Cody, I guess, ties into the Bloodline. We have stories going, Sammy and Braun Breaker and whatever, building and whatever. But right now, nothing in WWE to me beats Punk and Drew McIntyre. This whole thing is just fucking phenomenal, and it just drives home the fact that they don't need to be in the ring, and you just want to see this match so much. It's been what, 4 months now, 3 or 4 months now.
Yeah.
And we've only seen them actually interact physically maybe 3 times.
Yeah,
but it's
for sure.
enough to make you just want this so badly,
Yeah, and their solo promos on each other have been great, and then the social media game too, from what they're doing, is good. Of course, Drew had quit on the previous episode, right? And Punk was calling him out for quitting and embarrassing him in his hometown. So we didn't think Drew was there, right? But did we? Did we see something coming? I think we all saw something coming. I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not. Right. So to go back to the promo with Paul Heyman, he brought up the Bloodline, right? And pretty much said how Punk, Paul and Roman had a understanding that Punk was not to be touched, which I thought was interesting, which was pretty cool. It just shows that level of respect. And then even from Roman to abide by it, right? Maybe it is cool. And Paul's pretty much asking Punk not to come out here and say he's the best in the world and say it's his show, even though it's his crowd, because Solo doesn't like it. Don't mess with Solo. Yeah. So,
and I think the little subtle nuances that Paul Heyman does while he's him saying that like we had an understanding that Roman and the Bloodline was not to touch you.
Yeah.
And it just drove home the fact of what he said a few weeks ago about how this new Bloodline just wants to watch the world burn, but the old Bloodline, we did some questionable things, but we kept order.
For a reason.
And that little throwaway line that some people might go over some people's heads just further the fact that this new Bloodline ran by Solo is just kind of like a rogue Bloodline. And the other one, they did have some method behind their madness, So,
right. Yeah.
Paul Heyman's fucking incredible, man.
Yeah, it was great, acting or whatever, I'm sure it was, somewhat acting, somewhat real, because he talked about Punk being at his Hall of Fame speech, sitting next to his kid for it. So yeah, just so good. So good. I loved it. Of course.
And of course, say their name and they'll appear. He brings up the Bloodline, and here comes Solo Sikoa and the Bloodline out to the ring. Like, oh, this is the stuff that kind of bothers me. Like I said, I'm just going to try to start suspending disbelief a little bit. But they come out to the ring, they stand in the aisleway, and Punk looks back at Paul Heyman and says, "What was the favor you wanted from me?" And Paul's like, "Take me with you, please."
That's crazy.
On the microphone.
Yeah.
Like Solo and the Bloodline won't hear it.
Right.
Like they heard, clear as they hear it. Like Paul Heyman doesn't want to be there, but like
it was bold. That was bold. I didn't see that coming like that, like in front of them, like in front of everybody. Yeah.
If the Wise Man wasn't such a big part in the Bloodline storyline, I would have enjoyed Punk taking him off and bringing him to Raw and like being with Punk on Raw. But Punk doesn't need Paul Heyman, Punk's his own mouthpiece. Like Roman struggled on the mic for a long time, so Paul Heyman was there to get Roman over. Punk doesn't need that,
Yeah, for sure.
Then the Bloodline started to round the ring to come in, and
and Punk called them some fake ooses, right? I see you there with two fake ooses and one
two fake Usos.
Two fake Usos, sorry, and one fake head of the table, or don't quote me,
counterfeit head of the table,
counterfeit head of the table. Yeah,
it was good, man. And like weaving that story, because Punk's doing his own thing with Drew, and I don't think it's gonna overlap anymore. But since he was on the show, just kind of have that little interaction there was really interesting, So so they started to come to the ring, and who came for the save, and
with a black bat with two black bats.
Two.
Yeah.
Adrenaline in the soul.
Something. Cody Rhodes
with a baseball bat. Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
Comes to the ring and evens the odds, and again, very interesting. I think it was what was needed, but it kind of, to me, it threw a curveball as to what was going to happen later in the night.
Yeah, for sure. That's what was great about it. Yeah,
because then they set up Cody versus Solo Sikoa later on in the night, and just to kind of piggyback off that real quick, they showed later on Cody backstage with Randy Orton and Kevin Owens, and Kevin Owens said, the Bloodline's not going to fight fair, and Cody said, "It's okay, I have a plan." And I was like, oh, Punk's going to come out and...
Right. Yeah, I thought we were almost going to get a tag match with Punk and Cody at first when I first saw him in the ring. But it is what it is. It would have set Chicago on fire.
Oh,
no pun intended. Listen, going into Raw, going into SmackDown, Punk had talked about that he was going to come there and speak on if he was medically cleared or not, which we did not get. He did not get to that point of his promo because Paul Heyman had came out, and then the whole Bloodline thing happened.
Right.
So then with the baseball bats, they chase off the Bloodline pretty much. Once they saw those black bats, they were gone.
Sting was coming back.
Yeah. They thought Glock Anderson was near with two black gats. Yeah.
Imagine the fucking crowd if Sting would have came out. Jesus Christ.
From the raft, it's Sting!
The Sting! It's Sting! So after that, we had they dispersed from the ring.
Yep.
And we had our first match of the night after that. It was a women's Money in the Bank qualifier match.
Yeah.
We had your favorite, Chelsea Green, against Bianca Belair and Mea Yin.
Yeah.
And we had a little backstage thing with Jade Cargill and Bianca before the match and stuff. And maybe a little bit of dissension between them. I think they pulled the trigger on that too quick. But
yeah.
For what this was, a lot of triple threat matches. I've been saying this the last few weeks, man. We've been getting a lot of fucking triple threat matches lately, and I'm just not a big fan. But maybe I'm starting to become a fan because a lot of these triple threat matches, I haven't really. It was okay for what it was. You know?
Yeah. For even a Chelsea Green match, it was okay.
Yeah, she shined in this.
Yeah. So
and, I like Mea Yin.
Yeah. And she goes back and forth between NXT and Raw and SmackDown too, I guess. I mean, wherever they need her, she fits in. Yeah.
Right. And she's like reliable in the ring too.
Yeah.
You know she's gonna go in and not embarrass herself or embarrass the other performers and stuff. But like you look at it like you said, I'm not a huge fan of Chelsea Green's work, but her being in a match with Mea Yin and Bianca Belair just made her look so much better. You know?
She looked good, and she did that. She dove through the ropes too to the outside on them, and did a great job. Like she looked good. I'll give her credit there. Like
and
they all did.
Fire. She had some fire and charisma, and she was real You know, it wasn't just I don't know. There was something there that I was like, oh, I'm on board for this.
Yeah, it wasn't just like all comedy and like her like kind of cowarding like she does a lot in some matches, right? Or when she's kind of like the backup. She had fight in her for that match.
Yeah,
obviously. Yeah.
So I wasn't disappointed by this. You know, you go in, like I said, I'm not a big fan of triple threat matches. So if anything exceeds what I think of triple threat matches, I'm pretty okay with it. And we had a surprise too. I mean, we got the Bianca Belair did her finisher on Mea Yin, and Chelsea Green runs in, throws Bianca out of the ring, gets the cover. 1, 2, 3. Chelsea Green qualifies for the Money in the Bank women's ladder match to a huge pop from the crowd.
Yeah, I was surprised by the pop too. They were into it, and she was ecstatic too. And who didn't think Bianca was going to win? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Right? So that was cool unpredictableness, especially with the triple threat matches that they have the potential for, I guess, in that case.
Yeah. And, you know, just to see her, like you said, taking things seriously, show some charisma, show some fire, do some stuff in the ring we haven't seen from her in a long time, if ever.
Yeah.
To come out with the win, the pop from the crowd, it just was like the whole thing just came together very well, you know.
Good
so
shit.
Then we had backstage, we had Grayson Waller talking to DIY.
Yeah.
Conveniently in front of a garage door, and I basically just talking their shit, trying to draw a wedge between Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, and that didn't last long because we heard someone knocking on the garage door.
Oh yeah, somebody's head was knocking on it, and somebody must have hit the open button too and hit the automatic garage door opener.
Just so happened.
Yeah, it just so happened, and Drew McIntyre was there with the hometown hero Punk's bloody face of a mess, and his carcass lying there from being beat out in the parking lot and the ramp down to the backstage to the garage door.
Yeah, it's a random place for them to meet up. I mean, it wasn't.
Yeah, it must have been a long fight out in the parking lot. Like, I was trying to like put it together in my head, like the chain of events that led to that. But I'll let it go. Yeah.
Yeah, I was a little bit confused by that, but it is what it is, and
put him over his shoulder. Yeah, the crowd was like, ooh.
The crowd was a gasp.
It was. And, yes.
All I kept thinking when I saw it happen was receipts, motherfucker, because Punk done screwed over Drew McIntyre in his hometown, and Drew McIntyre was there to return the favor, and
it was so good too, because when that garage door opened, the way he had him and he put him over his shoulder and started to carry him. At first I thought he was going to give him the GTS or something like right there.
Yes.
The way that he
Yep.
put him over his shoulder. But the way that it opened and like they filmed it and they did everything, it was pure fucking cinema. Like it was a movie. Like the way that he put him over, carried him through backstage, brought him out to the entrance ramp, just stared at the camera the whole time with like that fucking psychopath stare, just stared ahead with his anger of being screwed over the past few months every time by Punk. Just dropped his fucking body on the entrance ramp like a bloody carcass to Chicago. Yeah.
And it, this is the thing is like very, I don't want to say slowly. I'm like a Drew McIntyre guy now.
Oh
because
yeah. How can you not be? It's so good. Yeah.
To look at it, like we've all had somebody that just fucking annoyed us and like poked at us and poked the bear for months and months and months with nothing we could do about it, and then they finally get their comeuppance, and it's like,
yeah.
Oh, I was almost like relieved for him. I was like, thank God he finally fucking beat the shit out of this kid. And I like CM Punk, you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
It was just interesting because it was like, just I like CM Punk. It's like, man, it's almost like I'm backing Drew McIntyre here. I'm backing both of them. I just don't want it to end.
Well, you can put yourself in his position too for being screwed over, regardless, right? Like, especially to the extent that he's dealt with it and the pettiness that's gone back and forth. It's at a whole new level. Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Man, oh man, but yeah, I mean, it looked real good too. The blood actually looked not like ketchup, and it was pretty well done. And then CM taken away in amps, and then somehow got, because of footage from fans, we saw that the ambulance brought him back to the arena after, so he could take his rent-a-car home afterwards. And
he's left in his G-Wagon or his Mercedes truck or whatever it was.
Yeah. So
nice SUV, Phil. I approve.
Nice wheels.
Yeah, nice wheels.
Sure, that's environmentally sound.
Yeah. Drew McIntyre also took his Taylor Swift friendship bracelet. Yes,
that's right.
At the time, and after he dropped his body, he went down to his one knee and did his little Punk's little writing in the sand thing he does.
It's clobbering time.
It's clobbering time. And what I also liked about the whole segment from start to finish, when they were in the garage to out in the entrance ramp, there was no sound at all either. Like the background music was like kind of eerie. It was weird. It was just like silent, and then you heard like the gas from the crowd, and it was just like the background noise of like the arena and stuff. There was nothing. So I say it was like a movie. It was like cinema. It was just so good. Yeah.
Yeah, the commentators let it breathe. The commentators weren't speaking over the whole thing. They were just letting it do its thing,
And he just fucking dropped them too.
Dropped them.
Yeah. Just
like
left
a sack of potatoes.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, like I said. Yeah. Good shit.
I'm excited to see where this goes, man, and it's just an ongoing thing. Like I said, we've said before, we think it's going to go to SummerSlam, but they could drag this on.
Yeah.
Just keep feeding me more of it because I keep wanting to see it,
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, without a doubt.
So after they scraped CM Punk's lifeless, bloody body off from the entranceway, we had our next Money in the Bank qualifier for the men's this time. It was Carmelo Hayes versus Randy Orton and Tama Tonga.
Mm-hmm.
And surprised by the finish of this match.
Yeah, me too. So, 3 good people to put in the ring, too. Like, got somebody new. You got a guy that's new from NXT that's being built up, and then you got the freaking legend killer, Randy Orton. So it's a fresh match too, somewhat, of the people we haven't really seen face each other that much, especially in a triple threat. So that was cool.
Right. And it was like, so I'm just gonna say it with this: Carmelo Hayes won, and he beat Tama Tonga and Randy Orton, and that was the one out of the 3 that I was like, this guy's not gonna win.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't won since he's been on like the main roster, and so
he looked good too. He looked really good. Yeah,
he did.
Yeah,
and Orton was really good at making him look good and stuff.
Yeah,
I think they get in fear. They're coming in danger of the bootleg bloodline. Starting to rack up losses, and even though if you want this group to be like a dominant faction that Roman has to come in and overcome eventually, I think they're coming in danger of them taking too many losses and disqualifications and everything else. It's like, yeah, after a while, it's like, Solo Sikoa said when he took over the Bloodline after WrestleMania, we don't tolerate failure in the Bloodline, but they've just been losing.
Yeah, it's almost like they're being set up to be squashed at some point.
Right.
Which, I mean, isn't necessarily like a bad thing in some ways because of who's going to have to squash them. And it's like all these other members are like the ones we have now, right? Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, like who knows how long they're really going to be part of like these stories or in the company, right? Or like part of these main events, the big stories parts, right? So who knows? Yeah,
Interesting.
It's watering it down a little bit. Like when you're saying, like the original Bloodline was much more legit because you had the Usos, longest reigning tag team champions of all time, right?
Right.
And Solo came in as kind of that guy that was just crazy, but he was still getting wins and he was dominant for the most part. So,
It just, to me, and
it's
and
different.
Like
it's different,
right? And like you've mentioned before, is like they're all these guys are getting introduced to this storyline, but what are they going to do once the storyline's over?
Yeah,
like now you have 4, 5, 6 new guys that you have to try to cycle and shuffle into the already established roster who already has a bunch of established storylines. And
yeah,
it's like,
and not like anything against them, but they're not like younger guys either that are coming over from NXT. They're somewhat like, I don't know if you want to say past their prime. It's not always like that, because we do have these older wrestlers too, but
right,
just don't know how they're going to hold up or in what direction they're going with them. So,
right.
Yeah,
we'll see. I mean, we still keep watching, and the end of SmackDown just got me more intrigued by it. So.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
After that, like I said, Carmelo Hayes wins. He advances, qualifies for the Money in the Bank ladder match, which both sides, there are some interesting contestants in the Money in the Bank ladder match. Not like the same old people we see in Money in the Bank or ladder matches in general. So it's interesting to see how their styles are going to play out.
Yeah. I like the way they're building up the Money in the Bank ladder match too, as far as like the graphics and what they're doing with it.
Oh, you like the graphics?
And how they're presenting it with like the guy running with the briefcase or yeah. I think it's cool.
Looks like a 7-year-old's cartoon game to me or something. I don't know.
It's like a whodunit mystery, like Monopoly or something. I don't know. It's just it's different from what they've
Carmen Sandiego.
It's different from what it's different. Yeah, it's different from what they've done. I don't know. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, it's true. It's something different. I mean,
yeah. The color scheme I think is cool.
Yeah, not all planes are going to land, but I guess I can see. Yeah, it's interesting. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So then moving on, we had. You ready to hit the button? I'm going to do this right now. We had L.A. Knight.
Yeah.
Little delayed. All right. We'll work on that.
Yeah.
Come out to the ring and basically say he wanted Logan Paul's ass.
Yeah.
And cut a nice promo here. It was really, I thought it was just going to be him cutting a promo. Building it up to continuously going until he finally gets a title shot. But then we got an interruption by none other than Santos Escobar.
Yeah.
And because he was disrespected backstage a couple weeks ago. And
decided he needed to become relevant, so he needed to interject himself into LA Knight and Logan Paul's storyline.
Yeah. I don't agree with this at all.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Yeah. They don't think.
Yeah, I think that Logan Paul and LA Knight's compelling enough. They don't need to be adding other things into this. Maybe Santos Escobar is kind of like the win that LA Knight's going to need to move to the U.S. title match, like a big win just to move him forward. But I don't want Santos Escobar involved in the U.S. title picture at all. No, nothing against him, but we have all we need for LA Knight and Logan Paul. We don't need anything else.
Yeah,
because he came in and started talking his shit, and LA Knight didn't take too kindly to that, and did his finisher on Santos Escobar just to turn around and
good riddance. Yeah,
got his and got his comeuppance from Logan Paul, who was there the whole time.
Yeah. With
And-
that steel reinforced hand or knuckle or whatever. Yeah. Why is
takes away-
where's the brass knuckles at? Yeah.
Right, it takes
Yeah.
away from the brass knuckles that he's used for the last year. That now all of a sudden he has a steel plate in his hand.
Yeah.
Well, then why was he using the brass knuckles this whole time? Why don't he just punch people with his hand?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And every punch should be lethal, or his hands should be illegal in the match. He must wear gloves. Yeah.
He can only throw elbows.
Yeah. You can only punch with prime bottles.
I don't know. So, like I said, we're planting the seeds for LA Knight and Logan Paul going down the line, and I think that'll be a great match. I think it'll be good. I think LA Knight
Yeah.
should finally get his first singles title, and
That'll be cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be interesting. I mean, I think he needs to be featured more on the show, and that would give him a way to. I say that, and then Logan Paul's a champion and never gets featured on the show. So
I want to see, LA Knight. Yeah. I want to see LA Knight waterboard Logan Paul with a giant bottle of prime.
really reaching for that one.
Yeah.
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 Take it. Run with it. Book it.
Run
Trips.
with it.
Book it. Trips.
Bucket trips. This
Yeah.
isn't your normal PG
This isn't
WWE.
This isn't Guantanamo Bay. Get
I can't get that
waterboarded
visual out
with
of my head.
prime. Yeah.
Stay hydrated while you're being suffocated.
Yeah. Yep.
Then we had another Money in the Bank qualifier. Andrade. He's not El Idolo anymore. It's just Andrade now again, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Versus Kevin Owens and Grayson Waller. And it starts out hot. Kevin Owens comes out to the ring, and we had the Tonga twins come out and beat him up out in the aisleway and jack his knee up and had Randy Orton give a save. And
Yep.
Kevin, you're no good in this match. No, just hold him off.
Yeah.
I can do this.
Yep.
Okay.
Gave him a bum knee.
Wow. I don't see where the knee got bummed. They didn't even hit him. He just fell and his knee hurt. But
It was foreshadowing. Yeah. It was a setup. Yeah.
it was a setup.
This match was, it is what it was. Andrade got the win, which,
Mhm.
seeing the match booked, I wouldn't have necessarily thought that was what was going to happen, but another unpredictable match for SmackDown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. So like you said, Andrade winning was unpredictable. I thought either Kevin Owens or Randy Orton would be in the Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
But it's set up. They announced later on afterwards, after the show, I think maybe that it's going to be Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, and Cody Rhodes against the Bloodline at Money in the Bank. So,
Right.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's direction there anyway, but good job for Andrade. You know what? Speaking up backstage and saying he's not happy and getting all these shots. He's the Speed champion, now the most prestigious title in WWE. And
Yeah. You got to step up.
yeah, now he qualifies, and
They need,
I don't know.
They need somebody in the match to do some crazy shit off the ladder and flips
Yeah.
and lucha shit. Right. So,
So it adds some sort of high flying elements to it instead of
right.
big brawlers and stuff. And yeah, we'll see. It's kind of interesting what way they're going to go with it and stuff. And I didn't think obviously Grayson Waller wasn't going to win.
Oh,
this,
I
so
hope
thought
not. I was like, oh my fucking God. Yeah. If we have to
Right,
see him in
so-
another damn ladder match.
yeah, but it would just, I don't know, because they're setting up DIY and A-Town Down Under. I'm assuming that's going to be Money in the Bank. So how would they have him qualify too,
Yeah.
So-
And I think Grayson's going to turn on Austin Theory, and I think Austin Theory is going to go babyface. Yeah. Because he's not working as a heel. He hasn't been. He was obviously Vince's guy. Right.
Right.
And he hasn't been
Right.
shit since. So you might as well try to do something different with him or just let his ass go.
Right. And DIY said something last week too about how he's just using you, he doesn't appreciate you, and da da da. Yeah, so that's true. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And I don't know if Austin Theory would work as a babyface either, but
Yeah, we'll have to see what how they can book it or the story they can write for him. I don't know. We haven't seen that dimension to him at all, so it's very possible, right?
yeah, I don't think he's ever been a babyface. So
Yeah.
um,
And I can't stand Grayson Waller, man.
no,
I wasn't a fan of him in NXT. I hated seeing him in like the main events in NXT. And I don't know. I'm not going to say he's not like funny at times, I guess, and I'm not saying he's not like a good wrestler. I just think his character fucking sucks. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
But that makes him a good heel too, because I don't like him because of that. So maybe in the end he's good, right?
Yeah, that's very true. But I look at it this way, and we're gonna touch on Raw later, but like the two tag team champions that won at WrestleMania really didn't. If they're to lose to DIY here coming up and stuff, they're both title reigns weren't very.
What was the point? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And it just furthers the narrative in WWE that for big portions of time they don't really just have any plans or direction for the tag division, which kind of sucks. I like true tag team matches, but
yeah,
time will tell. You know what? They can always right the ship. They might throw something out that we just don't see coming.
Yeah, so much shit going on, and we had advanced extra security in the building. Of course, this whole SmackDown because of the Wyatt Sick. You never know when they're gonna appear and just catch bodies. Yeah.
Dallas fucking bought a whole bunch of clappers.
The lights on and off. Yeah.
The clapper from back in the day. I don't know.
But I thought
not
it was
all my jokes can land.
Right. I thought it was a good setup though, of having this extra security around and like this anticipation of something you thought was gonna happen, but was gonna end up being completely different. Reveal of what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was good. It was smart. Yeah.
Yeah, and it adds continuity to it, because if you're gonna do that whole angle on Raw, you got to bring it over to SmackDown as well, because then it's like, well, and it adds suspense to people. Okay, think about it like future wise.
Nobody's safe.
And maybe they would have been smart having something happen here, but now there's future like SmackDown tickets. If you're a big Uncle Howdy Wyatt 666. Thank you. I didn't want to say all of them. I didn't want the man down under to appear, but if you're a big fan of this whole faction and stuff, and SmackDown's coming to your town, now it's like, will they or won't they show up? So you're gonna buy a ticket to go, and hopefully they show up on our show. Which I don't know if they will or not, but
yeah, who knows? I mean, shit.
We'll get to that with Raw.
Yeah.
But then we get to our main event, Solo Sikoa versus Cody Rhodes, and we saw Cody Rhodes come out to the ring, and then we had Solo Sikoa and Paul Heyman backstage, and Paul was talking about just keeping Cody in check for Roman, to which Solo said to Paul that Roman's not coming back.
Yeah, he's never coming back. He's not coming back. Why'd you say you wanted to leave the Punk? Sounded like a jealous ex-girlfriend or something.
Yeah, right.
Why'd you want him to save you?
Please take me back.
Yeah.
Give me another chance.
Yeah. Let me come back.
Yeah, so we had the reverberating chins of Paul Heyman when he heard Roman wasn't coming back, and it sucks that wherever
oh my god.
It sucks that wherever Roman is, he doesn't have cell phone service right now.
Yeah.
Or a TV to see what's happening.
But we've been seeing him work out in the gym. Videos online. Yeah. So at least he's getting ready for whatever he's not about to do.
SummerSlam.
Yep.
Yeah, so then we had Solo Sikoa versus Cody Rhodes, and this match lasted about
2 minutes.
Say 2 minutes and 45 seconds. I had a lot of funny jokes, but I wasn't gonna. It lasted about as long as Andy would with Liv Morgan. And,
I don't know about that. I don't know. Yeah.
I'd go at least 3:30. So the match.
All I need is 1 minute.
Started. Yeah. The bell rang, and then the bell rang, because this didn't last long before the Bloodline came in, and we had the frantic bells trying to save Cody as the rest of the Bloodline came out and jumped him and just put the boots to him, and
It's just so ridiculous how quick it ended, and they just hijack matches now. Like, we're just gonna disrupt everything. Fuck it. Yeah.
And then I think about it. I feel because it was kind of like when we went to SmackDown and stuff. I wanted to see Cody like do something, and we just saw him for like 5 minutes at the end with AJ Styles.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with this. These people go there they want to see, like it or hate it, Cody Rhodes is like the top guy right now.
Oh yeah,
in wrestling
for sure.
And you go there and you bring your kids there because you want to see Cody Rhodes do something. And we saw him come out with a baseball bat for like 2 minutes at the beginning and then have 3 minutes at the end with a match and then just get beat up,
Yeah, I mean, it's not much different. It's more than Roman did for a long time, but he is the babyface champion.
You had all the little Cody crybabies crying in the crowd.
Yeah, he does do all the house shows though. So I'll give him credit there, but it's
story. Furthering the storyline. Yeah, it's
and I didn't see this ending coming the way that it was about to go either. I thought maybe a Bloodline beat down and then the lights were going to go off and maybe Uncle Howdy and the Wyatt Sick were going to show up or something. I don't fucking know. Yeah, but
they were in Waffle House taking pictures with fans.
Yeah, they went to Waffle House.
They look so scary and menacing.
Was it Waffle House or was it In-N-Out? In-N-Out.
I don't know what. I
think it was In-N-Out burger, which I've never had.
They should have stayed out. Because listen,
heard it's amazing.
You lose. I bet it is. Shout out, send us some In-N-Out. But like, it just loses. Like, you're supposed to be this scary, menacing group, but you have time to like go get a milkshake and take pictures with fans after. Like, I don't know. I'm not getting into it.
Well,
anyway,
it was random.
Yeah. So
they shouldn't have took the picture though. Maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Break the fucking kid's camera.
Break the phone. Glitch his phone and show up at 3 a.m. Scare the shit out of him.
QR code in his phone. So Cody started getting beat down, and Randy Orton and Kevin Owens came out for the save, which I didn't like because he was telling Randy Orton and Kevin Owens backstage that he had a plan, but the plan was to have Randy Orton and Kevin Owens come out and help him.
Oh, thanks for inviting you to my plan.
Yeah. Thanks for inviting yourself. Yeah,
exactly.
So they started getting the beat down and stuff, and they were standing over Solo Sikoa, and Solo was finally going to get
great acting by Solo. He's been taking acting classes.
Absolutely fucking ridiculous. So then he starts giving his sinister smile, and he turns around, and who was it?
The Samoan werewolf. Ow!
Jacob. Oh my god! I hope he comes up with a new nickname.
Jacob Fatu.
Yeah. Solo Sikoa looks like an adult version of Dominic Mysterio when he was in that storyline with Rey and Eddie Guerrero, with like the bleached hair, and like he just looks like Dominic Mysterio should have looked like when he grew up.
Yeah, not like Dirty Sanchez, Dom. Yeah. Dirty Dom. That stupid mustache.
I fucking love Dominic. Shut up. He's so good.
Yeah.
Dominic's innocent. We're going to get clean Dom soon, and everybody's going to fucking lose their minds.
That's true.
Jacob Fatu makes his debut, and
super kicks. Super kick party.
Yeah.
He should. Ow. Yeah, he should. Werewolf from SmackDown.
We had the same idea there.
Yep.
Just went different directions. Yep. So he beat up all three of Owens and Orton and Cody, and then put Cody out on the announcer table and did a big splash off the top rope through the announcer table. And at the end, it was kind of interesting. Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa looked a little reluctant to be in the ring with them. Maybe it was like them trying to act surprised.
Yeah,
it looked like they were almost like a little scared.
Yeah,
they were kind of like slow to like walk up and put the. So I don't know if they were trying to pull off them being like a little bit like nervous or intimidated, or if they were trying to be like reluctant. I'm not sure, but that's kind of interesting.
He did look
moving
crazy though. Yeah, you don't want to
the crazy eyes.
Yeah.
You're doing a lot of deep cuts today.
Yeah. You don't want to fuck with Jacob Fatu. Yeah.
I wonder if that's what they never said his name, did they? Did they say it was Jacob Fatu? Yeah, I think
Corey Graves said it. Oh my God, it's Jacob Fatu.
Yeah, that's true. Wade Barrett, I think, said it too.
Yeah.
Guy's not allowed in certain countries.
Yeah, he shouldn't be allowed. Oh my God. Ah. Yeah.
He no shows at charity events and doesn't pay him back.
He's the opposite of John Cena.
On Gina. He's on Gina.
There's obviously a full moon out tonight.
Who's got the silver bullet?
It's the Samoan Lon Chaney.
Jesus Christ.
Or was it Boris Karloff? I don't know. Forgive me.
Boris Karloff was Dracula.
Okay. No. That was
I'm going with
that was the Mummy. Boris Karloff was the Mummy.
You're right. Yeah. Okay. If you know who played Dracula, let us know in the comments.
Bela Lugosi. Bam. Yeah. A real vampire knows that.
So that was SmackDown. We have a fourth member of the bootleg bloodline. It is Jacob Fatu, and he laid waste to the WWE Undisputed Champion and Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. Let's see where they're going moving forward.
Yeah.
Where we're going to move forward is the amazing graphic brought to you by Combat Jones with some awesome guitar riffs. We are on to Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
Raw is war. Yeah. Monday Night Raw took place in Indianapolis, Indiana, Pat McAfee's hometown, and it opened up to him strangely not being in attendance.
Yeah, what the fuck?
What's going on with that?
I don't get it. I'm so confused.
The Wyatt Sick take out Pat McAfee and his crew after their show
for clowning them. Because he's been clowning them. Yeah.
Never know. But it's really interesting because to end the Pat McAfee show yesterday, when it ended with all the glitches and whatever bullshit happened, Michael Cole was on the show live, but he happened to be at Raw, but Pat wasn't. So what really happened to Pat McAfee?
What happened after that? They went off the air. Yeah.
Gave him the French tickler.
Yep.
Raw did start out with The Miz on commentary with Michael Cole. And we didn't have to wait long before the Scottish Warrior.
The bagpipes. Ring man.
I don't think there was any music. I think he just walked out to the ring.
Oh, okay. That was just in my head then. Yeah.
Good try, though.
Yeah, thank you.
I think you got looking under Drew McIntyre's kilt in your head.
Oh, I knew something distracted me.
That's not the sword. But yeah, so we got Drew McIntyre in the ring, who let off another fiery fucking promo, man.
Yeah.
This feud is not missing right now.
No, he hit it right on the head.
Yeah.
Good as it could have been.
So good. Yeah. Yep. And he brings up the significance of the bracelet because it might have gotten lost on some people.
Yes.
And he made sure to bring it and do a close up to show and show what it represents and stuff. And
has Punk's wife's name AJ on it, and his dog Larry.
Little dog too.
The beloved dog Larry. And while Drew's cutting the promo and showing the bracelet, the crowd starts with a Larry chant. And Drew gets a smirk and almost breaks character. Because it was fucking hilarious. Yeah. But he kept it together.
Really
he kept it together. But I could tell for a second he was about to start laughing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he like fed into it. They started CM Punk chants, and he said, like, after everything Punk did to me, anybody that's chanting and rooting for CM Punk, you're all dead to me.
Dead to me.
So he looks right at the camera. Yep. He said, since you're all dead to me, I'm speaking right to you, Punk.
Yep.
And he says, when you're at home, hopefully eating through a straw after you drove yourself home.
He's drinking through a straw.
Yeah.
And eating Chicago deep dish pizza.
Vegan Chicago deep dish pizza.
Yes, vegan. That's true. Yes.
So, like I said, cut another fiery promo. I think furthers this story even more. I think makes me personally want to see this feud keep continuing and finally get to see the payoff match that we're going to have.
And he declares for Money in the Bank. Well, self-declares. He self-invites.
Invited himself to the party. And, is this going to be another chance for CM Punk to come back and screw Drew over? And very quickly, this is long-term storytelling.
Yeah.
People that say that, people had a feud 2 years ago in a different promotion and now they're coming back and they're just thrown in a match 3 weeks after. That's not long-term storytelling. This is long-term storytelling.
Yes.
The stuff, like it or hate it. If you like the story, if you don't like the story, that's up to you. Everybody's got their personal opinion, but this is long-term storytelling. This has been built since before the Royal Rumble. And it's still building and it's still intriguing.
Yes.
The bloodline stuff,
they don't give it all to you.
Long-term storytelling.
Yeah, they don't give it all to you, and you keep wanting more, but they give you just enough to keep you going to the next episode.
And it's just like this is intriguing to me, and I don't want to sit here and sound like a WWE mark because I love wrestling, I love pro wrestling, and I just want to find the good stuff in it. This is long-term storytelling, and this is something that's intriguing to me, and like it's. CM Punk's playing the Roddy Piper role here, where like he would just be that much of a thorn in someone's side that you just wanted to see him get his ass beat. CM Punk is the babyface in this, and I want to see him get his ass beat,
Yeah.
And I think that should be the direction they go with this. I think Drew McIntyre should fucking beat the shit out of CM Punk the first match.
Yeah.
Let them separate a little bit, then come back together, Royal Rumble time, WrestleMania time, and like boom,
Yeah, I agree. I think the obvious thing is that Drew's going to get into the Money in the Bank and Punk's going to cost him because it's only 2 weeks away. So Punk's going to be sitting home till then. Drew still is going to think that Punk is injured and Punk is going to cost him the briefcase, which is the obvious thing. But lately, things haven't been going the obvious way and they've been unpredictable. So who knows what's really going to fucking happen?
And he has 2 chances to do it because we found out later on next week, Drew McIntyre is going to be in a triple threat qualifier match.
Oh, okay.
To go to Money in the Bank.
Oh,
and then if he wins that, to go to Money in the Bank.
So he could screw him for that too. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. They could have him just win it and go to Money in the Bank. So people are like, oh, well, Punk was going to screw him here just to have kind of like a surprise. You never know.
Whatever they do is a win. Pretty much, like whatever way they choose to go with the story, besides completely flopping it, is gonna be great, right?
Right.
Yeah,
I don't think the in ring is going to disappoint whatsoever with these two.
No.
I just really think as much as people want to sit there and say, oh, he's old, he's this, he's that, he's whatever. He could still produce in the ring, and Drew McIntyre is so good right now.
And you're dealing with 2 professionals.
So that's what we got there, and moving on from that, we had our first... we had Braun Breaker versus...
Ladies and gentlemen, Ludwig Kaiser. Yes.
So good.
Yes. Thank you.
I'm not going to say slowly. I have quickly become a Ludwig Kaiser fucking fan.
Yeah, the way he be kicking people too.
Dude.
We haven't even begun to see the beginning of his repertoire of moves and what he can do, in my opinion. Like, he's just getting started, and it's great.
Right.
Yeah.
So we've had Braun Breaker face Ricochet, Ilya Dragunov, Sheamus, and Ludwig Kaiser. Obviously Sheamus, okay, whatever. I believe Ludwig Kaiser was fucking putting it to Braun Breaker more than I believed Ricochet or Ilya Dragunov.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The way he's like cerebral about what he does in the ring and everything means something. He reminds me of a young Randy Orton.
Yeah.
That's what he reminds me of. He reminds me of a young Randy Orton. That's what Ludwig Kaiser reminds me of in the ring. And it's like everything means something.
He knew what to go after. Like, he was kicking. Like, he seemed believable against him, which was awesome to see Braun versus Kaiser. When I seen that was going to happen, I was like, oh shit, because this ain't going to be no squash,
No, it's going to be great.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm still going along the lines. We're going to have a Kaiser Gunther feud coming up in the future, because he still like comes out to the Imperium thing or whatever, but you never see them together anymore. There's not.
Yeah, and that's a way to put Gunther completely babyface too.
Oh, you think Gunther's going to go babyface?
I do. Based on that later promo in the night. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah. Or whenever it happened. It was after that, right? Yeah, it was after that.
Yeah, it was later. Yep. But yeah, it's just an interesting way they could go with it. And, we still have to see fucking Da Vinci come back and...
The Da Vinci Code. Da Vinci. I don't know.
Dimitri.
Yeah.
Nucci.
The
Nucci.
Noki?
The Italian guy. We
Noki?
still got to see the Italian guy come back.
Noki, Nucci?
Noki.
Yeah.
We still got to see him come back because I don't think they completely wrote him off. There's something else coming with that down the line. So, but yeah, I was very much impressed with Kaiser. I every week I see him, especially in the singles role and not a tag role or part of like a faction, just on his own.
Yeah.
I'm very, very much a fan of it. And he set up Braun Breaker to do the run around the ring drop kick against the steps, and he didn't fully get there, did he?
No, because Sheamus popped in and bro kicked out.
And this is interesting because 2 weeks in a row, Braun Breaker has lost due to a disqualification. Planting the seeds.
Yeah.
I think they're going to have Sheamus and Kaiser involved in the Intercontinental title picture moving forward, but like, obviously, because they're tied into this, and but not letting Braun Breaker get wins, but not having him take a loss, or took a loss, but not have him take a pin, is really interesting where they're going with this storyline. I don't know.
And it's building an even bigger chip on his shoulder, too.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And Kaiser went to, or was it Sheamus was going to powerbomb Kaiser through the table, was it? Or was it the opposite way? Either way, somebody was going to powerbomb somebody through the table, and Braun Breaker came through, speared both of them.
Sheamus was going to powerbomb Kaiser.
Yes,
and
through the table.
Yeah, Braun Breaker came, which made it interesting because Braun Breaker was backstage after and all pissed off at Adam Pearce about all this, and he met up with Sami Zayn.
Yep.
We'll cover this now, and met up with Sami Zayn. And Sami Zayn said, "Hey, if you want a title match, ask me for it." And
all you had to do was ask.
Yeah. And Braun Breaker asked. Adam Pearce agreed, and at Money in the Bank, we get Braun Breaker versus Sami Zayn.
Oof.
So,
yeah.
And little spoiler alert, I know we're going to do predictions probably next week or whatever. Sami Zayn's going to retain his title.
Okay. Yeah, I think that would be good because it's kind of obvious if Braun would win that he's just going to completely clean house with Sami, but there'll be some type of foreign stuff going on probably. And, Sami's amazing and has been doing, it's just so great. So,
yeah, he's locked in right now.
Yeah.
He's like serious Sami right now. This is what him when he was staring down Braun Breaker and they were talking backstage and he was just like laser focused.
Yeah.
This is what I want from Sami Zayn. I don't want this fucking childish be my friend bullshit. Like,
yeah.
Let's see a fucking laser focused and determined Sami Zayn like he was leading up to the whole Gunther thing. Like,
and maybe he doesn't need interference. Maybe he'll just use his wisdom to beat the big Braun Breaker in some type of way, and pull one of these out. But who knows? We'll get on to that in future episodes and predictions. So stay tuned for that at some point. But
stay tuned and tell your friends about us, please.
Yeah.
Then we had a little bit before that, the Judgment Day backstage, and they're all hanging out in the clubhouse, and
the little rascals.
The PS5.
They got the chicken wings. Lots of chicken wings.
So
I thought it was hilarious. I loved it.
Yeah, this is what it is. So then we, Dom was saying he didn't like any of these gifts. Then he just randomly gets a text message. That was cool.
Ding.
And,
yeah. Carlito, they're all just staring at the phone.
Yeah,
they love it. Carlito, that's real cool. He approves. Yeah, they were all looking at it. They all liked it, except Damian Priest, maybe because I don't know. Yeah, he's the bondage Undertaker. He's got his own thing.
Goes So with CJ Perry, I think.
Yes.
He can't look.
Yes.
He can't look. So we have more of this bullshit going on. And
Daddy Dom.
Dom's innocent, man. Free Dom.
And it's so good because Liv Morgan, the women's champion, knows how to clean that title belt because she gave it a good hock too. Yeah. She knows what's up. That's how you know she's a real one.
Wish she would give that thing hock to any other woman on the fucking division that can actually carry that fucking thing.
It ain't happening. She's carrying this thing for a while.
Fucking terrible.
That title ain't
man.
going
So
nowhere.
dumb.
Shout out to all the Liv fans out there. Let's go.
Oh,
Watch us.
let's
You
go.
can't.
No. You guys just watch her on social media and post your weird like pictures of her and shit like on there and like just leave fucking pro wrestling alone, please. Because
Tag me in them. Send them to me.
it's so fucking weird, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
It looks to me like she's trying to like hold in a shit while she's walking to the ring. Like
Maybe it's just a butt plug.
named it Dom. So it's really interesting because didn't she date Bo Dallas and now they're on the show together after they broke up?
Did she? I don't know.
I think so.
No.
I don't know. I'm not into the scuttlebutt. I thought you were going to school me with that.
Oh,
one.
well, I don't have that answer for you. I'm going to have to look all into the dirt sheets and the drama and the gossip. So send me everything. Yeah.
Yeah. At Combat Jones.
Yeah.
Send him all of your DM. No, not all your DMs. Send him DMs with information on
Yeah.
Liv Morgan, please.
Yeah.
And give him a follow while you're there. So, next we had another Money in the Bank qualifier: Lyra Valkyria versus Kairi Sane and Shayna Baszler.
Yeah.
Match of the night.
Yeah. I agree. Lyra Valkyria killed it.
Yeah.
Shayna Baszler, she's pretty good too. And Kairi Sane, a fan of her too. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm really disappointed that Shayna Baszler just keeps being in these type of positions and stuff, and that can't take away from how good the match was.
Right.
Just because the outcome wasn't exactly what I wanted to be or what I thought it should be, the match was great.
Yeah. They just keep building her up too, for sure.
Yeah. Lyra Valkyria, man, continues to impress. And online saying she's just getting these opportunities because she's friends with Becky Lynch or whatever. Like,
okay. Yeah.
y'all need to fucking figure yourselves out, because just look at what she does in the ring and her producing in the ring. Like, she is a good talent. Do I think she's going to win Money in the Bank? No. But the same thing with Carmelo Hayes. It's good to have these people that just got brought up from NXT to have a good showing in a match like that to prove that they're on the same level with the person that does win Money in the Bank.
Yeah, it makes her look a little more legitimate, and like she's good too, because you see her come out and you're like, okay, we'll see, and then you see her in the ring and you're like, okay, wow, you can see why she's there so quickly.
And Kairi Sane was really good too, and like Shayna Baszler, dude, like in any sort of legitimate like whatever, you off the top of my head, you ain't telling me of very many women in the women's division of WWE that would stand a chance against Shayna Baszler.
Nah, she beat their ass. She'd choke them out. She'd hit them with a knee, knock their ass out to the face. Yeah,
bro, she's a fucking beast, bro.
Yeah,
she is a beast, and just the way she like walks to the ring and does her whole like and like everything about her says superstar. Like,
right.
How have they not ever given her like a monster push? I just will never understand.
Yeah, she's had like small moments, especially when she first came in, of having that and being like unbeatable kind of, and just choking everybody out that time in the elimination chamber, I believe. Right, she even choked out Liv, which wasn't cool, but yeah.
She's never won a title on the main roster. She was NXT champion. She's never won the championship on the main roster. I just don't understand it. I just don't. And she's reliable. She's a reliable talent. Yeah. And if they would have pushed her further with that whole choking everybody out and like that, when she was biting people and being a vampire, and all that different shit, I don't know. But it was a good showing. Lyra Valkyria won. I don't hate it.
Yeah, for sure.
Boy, oh boy, onward. Then we had Liv Morgan come out to the ring, clenching that pencil and
calling out Dom. Yeah.
There you go. You can go ahead and
she called out Dom, wanted to know if he got the gifts, if he liked the gifts. Was rudely interrupted by Selena Vega, which came out and like I love Liv and all that, I'll say, obviously, but she tore her a new asshole.
Oh, Selena Vega, man.
She knows how to roast people. And if you all know anything about Selena Vega too, like out of the WWE, like her whole social media and like Twitch and like her personality, she is hilarious. Like she has a personality. She prank calls people all the time. She does all types of funny stuff. Like she's got it. Like she don't mess around. Yeah.
She hyped the crowd. Like,
yeah.
very rarely. Okay, and
Yeah.
I'm just saying this and just leaving it alone. I'm not. This isn't my personal opinion. It's just objectively looking at it. Very rarely do you see like a woman's segment with two women in the ring and stuff. The crowd kind of just kind of listens to it. Zelina Vega got the crowd hyped up. She was fucking like fiery, like you said. She was funny.
She got the crowd behind her real quick, and she got some. Ooh, it was like we were watching 8 Mile. Like she has some lines, and she was
and her delivery was just boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
When Liv Morgan speaks, she sounds like a middle school kid in a fucking pageant or a fucking play,
she's like a valley girl
reciting her lines, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, it's like, and like.
I wouldn't say it's that bad, but okay,
it's fucking bad.
I don't know. I think it's pretty good,
and
I think she's made for Hollywood. But
okay, let's go to Hollywood because, like, look at this right here. Like, she was in the ring with Zelina Vega, who had that fire and who had that, whatever.
Yep.
And are they going to produce a good match in the ring? Who fucking knows? But like.
Yeah.
Liv Morgan looked so out of her league right here.
Yeah, I'll give it. She got a little bit comeback at the end, but not much. Like I think Zelina won that one. I think she.
Getting Rhea's sloppy seconds and like the whole crowd started chanting sloppy seconds.
Yeah.
She had them. She had like the fucking crowd in the palm of her hand.
Yeah,
and it was
out of
like,
nowhere, and she wasn't
Zelina
even
Vega.
in on this. Exactly, like but you got to give it the credit to Liv there because she's made that happen and put herself in that position to where Zelina can come out and do that because
I think she's put herself in a lot of positions.
A lot of them, yes, I'm sure she can, yes, but yeah. And she's got her look going on now too. Like she would always switch up her look. She's got like them black. She's playing like that heel. She got them high black boots on, heels, and she's got that black shorts on, the booty shorts and everything. So she's doing her thing. But she put Zelina in that position to talk, to be able to have that shit to talk. She gave her the ammo. You can't deny that. Like.
You're just trying to justify spending $30 on a Liv Morgan shirt on WWEshop.com.
Yeah.
I just
pick it up. Yeah.
Obviously, we all know the outcome if there's a feud here. Obviously, we know what the outcome's going to be, but like Zelina Vega just fucking showed me so much that I didn't even think that she had. As far as like in the ring, I haven't seen much of this. She's always been part of like with Andrade and then with the LWO and with whatever. And like, just for her to come out on her own, not have anybody else out there to begin with and hold her own in the ring like that.
Yeah, she brought it more than I thought she was going to. And I think some of it was improvised too, because the look on Liv's face or just the way she sold it, she didn't know what to say. And she's like, oh shit. Yeah. So you got to step your game up, Liv. Come on, let's go. Let's do this.
She ain't stepping shit up. She can't step nothing up, man.
Better step it up in them boots. Yeah.
If the lines aren't fed to her, she can't deliver them.
So she can hawk too. She's got it.
That's all she's
got
do.
it. She's got it.
It's probably how she got the title. You brought it up.
You
brought it up, man. I said I wasn't going to be feeding negativity, but you brought it up, man.
Yeah.
You did
I
this.
did this. Proudly.
So we had Dom come out for whatever reason and just basically tell Zelina Vega he wanted to help her because he doesn't want to have Liv have the title. And Dom's innocent, bro.
Yeah. Besides that mustache. Besides his barber telling him that mustache is fine. Yeah.
They call that the dirty Sanchez.
I know. Yeah.
What are you trying to say?
You got a beard though. Yeah, come on. Yeah.
It took me 17 years to grow this beard. So.
I feel you.
I can actually grow a decent beard, but I can't keep a long beard for work, so it sucks. But anyway, but Dom came out, blah 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 blah, wants to help Zelina Vega. Zelina Vega says, "I don't want you to help me."
Every time you get everything you get involved with turns to some type of bullshit.
Yeah, man. So then we had Liv jump Zelina Vega, and Zelina Vega started putting the fucking knuckles to her and stuff, and
it went back and forth. It was fair. They were both on top of each other.
It wasn't fair. Liv jumped her. It wasn't fair.
She should have. You got to get the better of somebody when they get the better of you on the mic. You got to resort to violence. Yeah. They were both on. They both took their turns being on top. Yeah, which was a sight to see. Then who else comes down to the ring? Deadbeat Daddy Rey Mysterio. to get in the way.
Long-term storytelling.
The story's been being told for 20 years now.
It's the ladder match.
It's the first match I remember.
I was live. So anyway, that we're gonna do a little sidebar here. Was Dominic really Eddie Guerrero's son? Or is he really Rey Mysterio's son?
I don't know. The storytelling's just so good. We'll never know.
Rey won custody, so technically.
I know he's daddy to Liv.
Call me crazy. You're crazy. But Dominic with the mullet and the mustache looks like fucking young Rey Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero.
That's true. I didn't just think of it, but it makes a lot of sense.
He looks like young Eddie Guerrero, doesn't he?
I can't complain. I can't fight it. There's no argument against it. Let's get a DNA test. Come on. Let it be.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So we had that bullshit, and
I don't think that went the way they thought it was going to go in the ring with like the bumping and like I think Liv was supposed to bump into Dom more, or they were supposed to have more of an interaction. Like it didn't. The way they scripted it or choreographed it, it didn't work. I don't know. It seemed a little
so Liv
weird.
Didn't hit her spot. Go figure.
I don't know if it was her fault. It might have been Ray or Dom's fault or Zelina's fault.
Yeah, okay.
It's never Liv's fault. Yeah.
It was the guy that was in back.
It was the guy. It was the green shirt guy.
Position.
It was the green shirt guy.
Yeah.
It was the guy with the Trinidad flag in the front.
That dude's been showing up.
He's everywhere, man. Shout out to the Trinidad flag guy, man. That's what's up. Yeah.
Trinidad flag guy.
Yeah,
Man. He's starting to show up, the green shirt guy.
Yeah, he's everywhere. Yeah.
So, in the long hair sunglasses guy from the 90s that was like at every fucking event.
Yep.
Pretty
he
crazy.
was a vampire.
We're gonna start a Patreon so you guys can send us to every fucking event.
Yes.
And if we do, you all get to pick the shirts we wear in the front row. We will wear any attire you tell us.
We will do that. We'll bring signs. We will, yes. Ringside Renaissance.
Yeah.
It's all because of y'all. Send us there. Let's make it happen. Yes.
If you guys build up enough money to have us front row at WrestleMania, we will wear anything and cut our hair and beards any way you want us to.
I'll get
to represent you.
I'll get a face tattoo.
I will not.
Yeah, I probably won't do that. I don't know. It depends. Those tickets are pretty expensive. I don't know.
We got some bullshit, so that furthers the story. We'll get it out of the way. You want to get some of it out of the way now. We see Damien Priest backstage going to the clubhouse and Liv Morgan leaving, and Liv, you need to leave him alone.
Hi, Damien.
This is the Judgment.
Hi, Damien.
Damien's behind this, bro.
Think so?
Damien's behind it. He's the one that's catching everybody in the act of all the bullshit.
Yeah.
And then when everything happens with the Judgment Day going out around the ring, like later on, he's the only one that doesn't come out.
I think either he's behind it or Finn's behind it.
Finn
was in. Yeah, I guess you're right. Finn was in there playing he was on his controller. He was pushing buttons and doing a lot of fingering before Damien came in on the controller. Of course,
I don't know. To me, it's just that'd just be the low hanging fruit.
Yeah, it's obvious. I get that. Yeah. Who knows?
Like last week with Dom trying to take the vest off, and Damien Priest the one that catch him, and then she comes out of the clubhouse with Finn, but Damien's the one that catches him. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. So anyway, Liv Morgan said she's going to talk to Adam Pearce and get a match with Dom against his father next week, Rey Mysterio on Raw, and also get JD McDonough and Finn Balor a tag team title match.
So she finds R-Truth.
Yeah,
which was good. I thought it was great. Like R-Truth was hilarious, killed it. He's all about love, the rom-coms. Tom and Nick, of course, he wants to get Tom and Nick a title shot. Yeah, because everybody loves Tom and Nick, and love is in the air. So, shout out to R-Truth. You did the right thing. You the man. That's what's up.
The Miz was on commentary, not happy about it whatsoever.
Are you kidding me?
The Miz did pretty well on commentary too. We didn't really say that too much, but for being like a color commentator and whatever, like I think the Miz did a fairly decent job. Like I don't know if it was filled in with storyline or whatever, but
Yeah, it was cool.
I think he did all right. You know, I didn't think that he disappointed anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And what Liv pulled off another sketchy, slithery thing, as she should, and got a title shot for the boys for the Judgment Day. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm over it. So next we had boy, oh boy, a Money in the Bank qualifier match. We had Chad Gable, who came to the arena surrounded by security at the beginning of the night, and
he was cloned.
Them trying to get a word with him backstage this whole time. And anyway, so we had a Money in the Bank qualifier, Chad Gable against Bronson Reed and Braun Strowman.
Yes.
I wasn't a fan of this at all. There's a couple decent little parts in it or whatever,
Right.
but just too much of, I don't know. I just wasn't feeling this match.
No,
at all.
everybody's just.
And that's what anybody was there for. It wasn't, to me, it was like nobody cared about the match or who was going to win. It was, they knew something was going to go on post match. And like, so I think it took the fans kind of out of the match.
Yeah, and Judgment Day came down and got Braun Strowman out of the match.
It's funny how Braun Strowman just always isn't there when things happen, you know?
Yeah.
So, kind of interesting how that plays out.
That's
and
true.
whatever. But anyway, so Chad Gable ends up winning the match and qualifying for the Money in the Bank ladder match. And after the match, we
cue the lights. Yeah.
Cue the fog.
The fog. Yeah.
Fog machines are very menacing.
Those were good fog machines. I'll say that. That place got smoky real quick. That ring, the way they did that, it was like you couldn't see what was under the fog. I thought it would have been cool if something popped up out of the fog. I thought that would have been cool.
I think that's the direction they kind of went for, but there wasn't enough fog.
Yeah.
So it kind of. Yeah. I think that they had like 5 hipsters under the ring puffing their vapes and fucking blowing
their douche flutes. Yeah. Had people around under the ring smoking their douche flutes.
I mean, which there's nothing wrong with that if you guys use one, but you know, maybe you can get a job with the Wyatt Sick VHS. And I don't know. We got this creepy woman who we can only assume is Abby the Witch. Coming in the ring and just looking at Chad Gable.
Yeah, he was shook. He was a shook one. He was a shook one. Yeah.
Him just walking out of the ring and walking off.
Yeah. Well, right. Sorry.
You're good. And then we got
she came out of the ring. The witch came out of the ring and had the box.
She just dropped on. Thank you. Appreciate that, bro. I was waiting for your damn props here.
I didn't expect.
So, see what happens when we try to plan shit.
I'll take that part out. Put it back in.
No, you can keep it in. It's fucking hilarious. But
she came back outside the ring with the box, which wasn't sealed very well either.
No.
And
had some gaffer's tape on it.
Dropped it on the table for Michael Cole. He was shook too.
Addressed to Patrick McAfee.
Yes. And then she just...
Who was not
there.
Yeah,
he wasn't there, which is weird in itself. But then she just takes off and does her slow walk around the ring and out the aisle and into the smoke, which I thought was like... It didn't make sense to me. I thought it was like, just turn the lights out, make her disappear. Or, I thought it was leading to more. I don't know. But,
just like every other Wyatt Sick VHS fan thinking this is going to lead to more.
Ooh, bang.
Let us know your dislike of me in the comments.
Yeah, there's a lot of people out there that think it's like the best thing that's happened since sliced bread or whatever. But
this isn't.
Yeah.
This isn't.
Yeah.
And like, understand, like, I have my personal opinion on things and everybody else can have their personal opinions on things, but like, this is our show. So like, fuck it. Like,
yeah,
none of this is compelling to me.
Yeah.
It's, if this was a movie that I'd go to the movie theater and watch, it's like, okay, I can see a spooky aspect of it, but like none of it that's happened is like overly compelling.
And it's fucking Chad Gable. Who gives a fuck?
Right.
And then what does it have to do with Chad Gable with the videotape, which we would see later on, which is there was a videotape, a VHS in the box.
Oh, right. After we came back from the break, Michael Cole revealed that there was a VHS tape that says "Play
for
Me."
For kids that don't know what a VHS tape is, he had to explain to them. Yeah, because.
All right, so check this out. So they could hijack the show and put all these glitches and QR codes in the show, and all of this other shit this whole time leading up to the reveal, but now they have to drop off VHS tapes to be played to show them.
What is this fucking Blockbuster?
Why don't they just have another QR code that leads you to this fucking video?
Yeah, hack the fucking camera feed and show the video. And then the video, it's a VHS tape, but they got fucking background fucking music on it. But it's of a
and it was
a
camcorder.
Like, make it make sense.
It doesn't. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. It doesn't make fucking sense.
Like, it was cool. I get it. Like, it was Bo Dallas sitting there with Uncle Howdy, and they're having this back and forth conversation about like Bray dying and all this deeper shit, that they can get into if they want to lead up to more, to make it more mysterious, and people are very bought into it. I give it to them, and respect out of Bray Wyatt, of course, R.I.P. But I don't know.
And I appreciate Bo Dallas in this. I appreciate Bo Dallas talking about feeling like he lost, and like, don't get it twisted. Like, I'm not sitting here trying to put him down or put down the situation, or
disrespect the legacy of Bray Wyatt or any of that.
Right. I'm not trying to do that in any way whatsoever. I'm just saying this scenario doesn't make any fucking sense. And every part with Bo Dallas on the VHS tape was compelling to me.
Yeah.
Him talking about losing his brother and losing his hero and being lost and having no direction and not knowing what to do, and that would have landed.
Yeah.
That would have landed for me if he wasn't talking to himself.
Right.
The fact that they had an edited video of him talking back and forth to Bo Dallas, and then the gimmick of Uncle Howdy that everybody knows is Bo Dallas, and then showing the shot of them sitting together in a room.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're taking me fucking out of it. Now this is back to, remember when Kane was in that movie See No Evil?
Geez.
And leading up to the movie See No Evil, Kane would be backstage and you could hear his inner thoughts being piped in on the TV of like what he's thinking in his head. And it's like, all right, pal, this is fucking too much for me. That's what this is. In what reality would you be able to have somebody sitting in a room with himself talking to himself? Like, it doesn't make sense.
And when was this tape filmed? 1992? I'm confused.
And on a VHS tape, you wouldn't have been able to edit it like that. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. It's just fucking confusing.
Yeah, the concept of some of it was cool, right? With Bo Dallas. Absolutely. The history, and people can relate to that. And that's why they're eating it up, is because the relationship between Bo and his brother, Bray, which is cool to pay respect, like you said. But the whole thing, like, we had spoke on it off camera another time, but like the whole family part of it, and like all the members, like, I get like the psychology of all of it, and people want to know and why they all joined and this and that, but I just don't think it makes sense. I don't think he needed all that. Like, if he wanted to come out and do a little bit of like supernatural stuff maybe, and be like this dark character, and related more to him losing his brother, he would be more over with the crowd just by himself, I think. And it would leave more stuff for him to be able to do, rather than have to lug around this group that's going to have to end up going nowhere at some point, or branching off, or breaking off, or just being buried.
Where do you go with it? And it's like you said, if he would come out with like the Uncle Howdy mask, but like be like deranged and twisted and attacking people, and like, I just don't know what to do without my brother, and I'm lost and I can't figure out. They had the QR codes. They had a fucking psychologist somebody, have that woman in that video talking to Bo, and have him slowly fucking going like crazy, and it's like, that would have just that would have, and
been if he's it. That would have been it. And if he's that good, and he's by himself, then give him this build up, right? Because the people are behind him and they're relating to him. He could get like a Kofi Mania buzz at some point if he catches on with the crowd, and it's just him, and he fucking hits the mountaintop like that. And then, shows all the respect and pays it to his brother and Bray, and brings all that into it. Like, how over would that be? Even more than it is now, right?
So
good. And it would give even more credit to him and add more validity to it in the end.
Wyatt, okay, so when he was the Swamp, I'm going to say this and we can move on. We still got a lot of stuff to cover. But like, Bray Wyatt, when he was like the cult leader with Eric Rowan and
Swamp Thing.
Brody Lee and
I know. The first
right, was very compelling,
yes.
right? It was really interesting and stuff. Bray Wyatt as a person and as a character transcended needing a faction.
Yes.
He could just do it. You know what I
Right.
mean? And like later on with the Fiend and everything, he didn't have a fucking faction and everything. He was just his own thing. So now trying to pay homage to him to have this whole group thing, I'm just
maybe it's just an introduction and they won't stay, but I don't see how they're all gonna wrestle and have these masks and this and that. Like, and it's interesting too. This whole part of it before we move on from it is that this part is with Triple H too, because all of it was with different creative and of course Vince McMahon and stuff before. So it's interesting to see where it's going to move on with him, and that he greenlighted it to go, right?
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what happens anyway. So
let us know what you think in the comments.
As of right now, yeah. And you know what? If you like it, that's great. Like I'm not like you've probably shut it off by now, but like I'm not hating on you if you like something. If you like something, by all means, fucking like it and back it and be behind it. But it's just not doing it for me. That's all. And that's okay. You know what? I like stuff that other people probably think is fucking terrible. So whatever. We had next Alba Fire and Isla Dawn versus Katana Chance and Kaden Carter. Don't care. Like it's just a filler match. Alba Fire and Isla Dawn are good in the ring, but I just don't think there was anything really of note of this. The Damage Control attacked them after the match and tried to establish dominance and stuff.
And they looked dominant when they won too at the end. They had their good finisher and stuff like that. And
it's just, there's just nowhere it's going that I'm kind of interested in. Like the whole thing with Damage Control, like Damage Control isn't Damage Control without Bayley and Asuka. Those were the two that I was really behind. So just for me personally, there was nothing much here for me. Then we had Damian Priest and Seth Rollins in the ring. I thought this was really good. You know, they kind of just led up like, you know, we're kind of just building the intensity of this match that's coming up at Money in the Bank and putting a backstory behind it and because there wasn't much of a build, they were doing enough to get the fans invested in it. Seth Rollins said, hey, if I lose, I cannot challenge you for the World Heavyweight title again. But if you lose, you have to get away from the Judgment Day. So it gives a little stipulation to it.
Gentleman's agreement, as he called it. Unofficial. Up to that point in the promo, who do you feel won that promo? Because I feel like Seth Rollins had that. I don't think Damien did as good talking in this one than he's been doing in recent weeks.
Yeah,
he looked a little out of it, like he couldn't hang with Seth.
And I think that, you know,
which is fair because Seth been doing it a long time. All respect to Seth, man. Like over 10 years and killing it.
But like Drew's been doing it a long time and he held up with Drew really well.
Yeah,
so, you know, true. I don't know. Maybe he was just a little bit out of his element. You know, Seth is
they're here.
Seth is you know, he's kind of off the cuff and a little bit wily too. So maybe he was a little bit maybe anticipating Seth to kind of go out of left field with something. I don't really know. But,
it just wasn't all the way there for me in that sense. But Seth killed it though. He's back. Yeah.
And it makes me want to watch the match because I think that Seth is going to get the best out of Damian Priest, and it's kind of cool because Priest won the title right after Seth lost it, so they kind of have a built-in story there anyway. So
I almost thought when when he was talking about like not doing or doing like an agreement or changing things, I almost felt like he was going to go out of left field and throw a curveball and be like, I don't want the title match. I'm going for the Money in the Bank briefcase so I can take it from you anytime. Or so I thought something was coming differently. I didn't see, but that's interesting dynamic to put. I'll never challenge you for the title as long as you have it or whatever it is, and leave the Judgment Day, which was interesting too for Damian Priest going forward. I saw Damian, going into this retaining the title for sure, but this promo made me feel a little different. I don't know. I'm not sure what's going to happen. I thought for sure Seth had no chance to win.
Yeah, I still think Damian's going to win. I think he's going to end up leaving the Judgment Day, but it's going to be different, you know.
But it was a good promo to build the suspense.
Yeah, hype the match.
Yeah.
This is probably the match I'm looking most forward to as of now at Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
So, and then we had the return of the Ring General.
Gunther.
And he came out and
Yeah.
pushed that dude to the fucking moon.
Yeah, he
man.
did. And the crowd was behind him. And that's what I'm saying. I think Gunther's going to go babyface at some point. Yeah.
I could see it,
Yeah.
you know, and I could just, he's just no nonsense. He's not even like heel. He's just like matter of fact. It doesn't matter which one of you guys wins. I'm just going to fucking take the title from you at SummerSlam. That's the way it is. I'm the fucking best here. See you guys later. Puts down the mic and walks out of the fucking ring. Like, he doesn't have to sit there and be fucking a snotty smart ass or fucking shaking hands and kissing babies. Nothing else. This is just cut and dry. This is what it is. I'm the best. I'm going to fucking beat either one of you. Sorry about it.
Yeah, Gunther tells Seth and Damien Priest that they're going to fight to see who's the better man. But when he fights them at SummerSlam, that they will be the lesser man to him and he will be the better man and walk out as the new World Heavyweight Champion of Raw.
Really well done.
Yeah.
Really well done. So,
but it was kind of bullshit when he's like, Damien, you've carried Raw, blah, blah, blah. Like, he's giving them respect, though. I get it.
Yeah, and they're trying to put more prestige on the title to say it was, you know.
And Damien got big boos. He got booed big, too. And which is different going up. He's him versus Drew. It wasn't quite like that. Maybe at Clash it was like in Scotland, but to the American crowds, Damien has kind of been over a little bit now. But Seth comes in and all that changes.
All that's done.
And Gunther.
Yeah. So next we had Karrion Kross and Kofi Kingston. Do not care anything about this storyline whatsoever.
Stupid. Another bootleg Judgment Day.
Yep. And then, you know, during the match, we had a backstage recording of the rest of Karrion Kross's group. You said bootleg Judgment Day, and that's all I'm thinking of now. And beating up Xavier Woods, and that allowed Karrion Kross get the upper hand on Kofi Kingston. 1, 2, 3. Don't care. On to the next one. Finally, we had the tag team championship match for the night. Finn Balor and JD McDonough versus the Awesome Truth.
Yeah.
And this was okay.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. Liv worked her magic, got the match official by Adam Pearce, and R-Truth was very happy. Miz was not.
Yeah. I wasn't very happy having her being involved in this at
and you
all,
knew there was going to be some type of fuckery. I thought that this was what was going to happen going into it. I was kind of predicting. I was like, oh, shit, here we go.
Really?
Yeah, because it doesn't really matter, because what are they doing with the tag titles anyways, besides comedy? They can do that without the tag titles, Miz and R-Truth, right? So do they really need the titles?
Yeah. And this could set up a heel turn from Miz. The Miz, and we'll see. I mean, it's you know, whatever, it is what it is. I think that shout out Monty. I think Monty said on social media that like this kind of pushes further. Like Damian Priest keeps saying he doesn't need the Judgment Day, and and everybody's saying he doesn't need the Judgment Day, and now it's given them some validity. They have some gold.
That's what
too.
I was going to say too. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
So that really makes a lot of sense, and it just keeps pushing that storyline forward a little bit, and see what happens. I mean, there's a lot of fuckery. The fucking Judgment Day came out. Braun Strowman came out and chased everybody off again, and he needs to learn how to run faster, because that takes a long time for that whole thing to develop. And like the end was stupid to me. Like R-Truth hugs Liv, and Liv's like fucking caressing it and stuff, and then she gets
a crazy eye. She looks at Finn and JD and tells Finn, "Okay, it's time."
Which would have made sense if like everybody didn't know that she was trying to have them win.
Well, he didn't know. Yeah, but it just I see where you're coming from. Yeah. Anyways. Shout out to Liv. Good job. You played.
Oh my!
You played your part. You played your part. Got that gold for the boys back in the clubhouse. That's a down ass chick.
It's so bad, and it feeds further into, like I said, Liv and Damien are working together. Shit happens.
Damien.
That was
that was raw. Finn Balor hits a coup de grace on R-Truth and gets the pin, and we have new tag team champions on Raw. JD McDonough and Finn Balor. Congratulations. And of course, they go off to the entrance ramp and they go to hit their titles on each other. You know, a little cheers of the new won titles. And Liv comes in from the back and it's right there with her title, too. And they're a little reluctant at first, but then they looked at each other and they're like, okay, she made this happen for us. What the hell? Liv's cool with us now.
They're infiltrating the Judgment
Yes.
Day.
Yep. Storytelling. Yep.
It's all a coup. No, she's not telling the story. She's
interjecting herself.
Well,
Yeah.
She injected herself with some Botox.
Oh.
But that was Raw. And
yeah.
excited to see where SmackDown goes this week. And further in the story, will the Wyatt Sick appear
Yes.
on SmackDown this week?
That's true. Will they or won't they? Who knows? We never know. I don't think we'll see him. I think it'll be more Bloodline, Samoan Werewolf, Jacob Fatu stuff. Yeah.
They're Raw exclusives.
Yeah.
You know?
And going back to one more thing is that we saw that allegedly Cody Rhodes, 2 of his ribs have been broken or bruised by being put through the table by Jacob Fatu.
I heard somewhere it's a legitimate, but I heard somewhere it's a storyline, so believe what you want to believe.
Yeah, thus leading to the triple threat match.
This is another thing.
Match.
Braun Breaker was pissed off when he didn't get put in the King of the Ring tournament. So he attacked a jobber and got suspended for that. But the Wyatt 6'6" can kill fucking half the staff and they can just show up whenever they want. We'll give you a shirt.
We'll just add extra security. Yeah. Adam Pearce won't. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
that was
WWE.
Yeah, it was a lot. We had a lot this week. We had some great episodes. What I thought was a great week of wrestling for WWE. Yeah. SmackDown was amazing. Raw was pretty amazing. A lot of different things or whatever you're looking for, they had. So it was a good variety too. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was good. SmackDown was one of the best weekly TV shows for wrestling I've seen in a while, front top to bottom. And Raw was all right. Obviously, there's a couple things that I take exception to, but it's not going to be a home run every time.
Yeah. What's in the box? Yeah. So shout out to everybody for riding along and watching, and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe and all that shit. This has been the RRW Weekly Review for WWE. And that's pretty deadly Jesse. Yeah. And I'm Andrew Combat Jones. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. You've been listening and watching the Ringside Renaissance Wrestling Podcast. Peace.